So, welcome to Coach's Corner, another great Monday episode. Today, I'm excited to have Kevin, the coach of the 10U Turn 2. Kevin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Casey. Anytime to hear from you guys is our pleasure.
And we say the same when we hear from Turn 2. So 2 weeks ago, you guys played in the Guarantee Opening Day Challenge at Pinnacle, and you guys won the 10U division. Can you tell me a little bit how you guys prepared for this, coming off of a COVID season, and what you guys did with the 10U group, which is always tough to get a grasp of how you did that and were able to win the championship?
So we got a late start, obviously. We didn't get going, I would say, as a group until probably a couple of weeks right before the challenge started. A lot of our kids were in separate, like kind of like satellite facilities, doing their own thing with respective coaches, all great guys, all great baseball people. We kind of knew that as long as they're working, if we brought them together for a couple, like 4, 5, 6 practices, that we would be able to put a decent product on the field. We wanted to get ahead. We were kind of looking at it as a feeler out, like to feel out the season, see where we would stand, what kind of parts we have. And we were actually able to get 4 practices in, 2 indoors, 2 outdoors, not very long because house leagues out here started. It was kind of we had some, awkward times, beating the sunlight, stuff like that. But we got together a few times. We actually, and the practices were really productive. My assistant coach, Chris Butor, who has one of the best baseball minds around. He runs these 10U practices like a college team, and it's amazing. We learn just as much from him as the kids do, and it's awesome. So we got together a couple times right before we came for the weekend, and things looked pretty promising. And we also worked in a facility in Perry, which you might have heard of on a previous Coach's Corner, called Starting 9.
Yep.
He was able to accommodate teams or groups of 5 or whatnot together. And that really helped us kind of get an idea where we were at pitching wise and stuff like that. We were able to do multiple things at the same time and get a good practice in right before and see where we're at. And I think that helped tremendously in terms of getting a little bit of continuity before we went in.
Yep.
Obviously we weren't, we were still kind of getting to know each other. Some of the kids are, we have kids from 5 different schools, I believe.
Awesome.
So it was an interesting process, but it was great, and as soon as we got to Pinnacle, things worked out pretty well.
Yeah, you guys seemed to really gel. As soon as you got there, it clicked, and you guys just rolled all day on Saturday and then kept it going on Sunday.
Yeah, it's when the kids walked into Pinnacle, some of the ones were obviously there previously. It was like reminiscent of like a Christmas morning type moment with their eyes. So I happened to look back purposefully and just watch some of the looks as they came in, and it kind of gives them that close to almost as close to a professional environment with especially from the fans looking down and cheering from above and seeing their parents up above. And it's an amazing venue. I can see why it sells out so quick every year.
Every year. So what do you think the kids, besides just how big the facility is, what do you think they also enjoyed or maybe even learned from playing in that event?
I think that I think they stepped their games up a little bit. I know they're only 10 years old, and that sounds a little, crazy that they would be able to do that. But just because of the venue and it's, the controlled temperature, I was a little worried about 10U kids coming in at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 6 a.m. sometimes, as you guys know, for these games, and, being a little sluggish. And as soon as they walked in, and the environment, not just even the fields, but there's so many other things going on at Pinnacle, the basketball, the volleyball, you see kids playing youth basketball that we've played against playing there. So it's there's just so many things going on. And we were able to also play at the same time as our 12U did. So when they looked up, the bleacher that's centrally located between the 2 fields was heavily, T2, which was awesome for the kids. It was just a great environment for them. And I think they'll remember that for the rest of their lives. I certainly will. I
Oh,
can't wait to get back there actually.
it's actually awesome. Yeah, when I looked up in the morning, I look up and it was just all T2 parents. I'm like, whoa, this like you guys represented and came in and had a blast. Like they were really well behaved and it was phenomenal to have that big of a group with the restrictions and be able to have enough fans there to be able to support the 10s and the 12s. It was really cool.
Yeah, as you guys know, Tim Spezzano, our coordinator, the head of Turn 2 baseball, he puts really good baseball families together. His principles kind of flow throughout the program. You know, you can really see it on the field. You can see it in the stands. Very respectful, with integrity, love the game. He's really put his stamp on the program and, the fans as well. And I'm glad you noticed that because that means a lot.
And we absolutely do. We know that's the first thing we always notice. So we want to know what made you guys sign up with Champions? I guess that's always a question that I like to ask on Coach's Corner to get a take from a coach instead of just our opinion.
Well, we've been with you guys in the past. We played we played in Victor, we played in Henrietta. We played a couple times up at Legends. Everything is done first class from top to bottom. Just the umpires, like the information, we always know you guys are always 3 steps ahead. So, it's so easy to relay the stuff to the families. And and there's so much, obviously, like you said, there's so many teams that go to these, there's a lot of things are involved, and you guys really make it the transition from getting to Oswego or getting to Henrietta or Victor or Pinnacle to the gameplay. It's to the field is really, it's easy. It's really easy. And, we played in other organizations and stuff like that. It's just, yours is first class. I mean, the stand, the banners, the kids are there's so much stuff going on aside from the baseball even that really, it just brings just a great atmosphere. And we love Champions.
And we appreciate that. I think that's what we're here to do. We're more for the kids more than we are of just baseball. We've seen baseball. We've all been around it. We all have a baseball background or a softball background. And at some point you have to just put that aside and realize it's for the kids and take that extra step. And I think that's what we try to do. And it shows because we love having you guys come back. Your teams are great, and the 10Us, they were a riot after they won it. I remember going out there for the banner ceremony, and those kids were it looks like they won the World Series, like they were ready to take the trophy and just run. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Also, the other programs that were there that weekend, Pittsburgh and Kangaroo Court and the Rockhounds from Rush Henrietta. They're all first class programs in terms of their high character teams. You can see that, I think it's Coach Fay, Coach Allen, Coach LeBombard, I believe from Kangaroo. You can see that their character spills over into their teams. And it was a real amicable environment. We were doing coin tosses and stuff prior to even the umps coming out, just because it was that, you're really close to the teams when you're there. And the conversations were awesome. Like I said, it was such a friendly atmosphere that we were able to take care of things because obviously you guys know with the 75-minute time limit that comes into play quite often, we just try to take care of as much stuff we could prior to playing so that we could just use the 75 minutes completely for gameplay.
And that's what we know, especially normally with a 10U group, it's kind of tough to get them to understand a clock. But I think that championship game between you guys and Kangaroo was absolutely – that 75 minutes was utilized. Like every 10U kid on that field between both teams was hustling in and out. They were in the box before even the catcher was there sometimes. They were just moving in and out. And it was great to see being able to take that 75 minutes and utilize all 75 of it without just kind of sluggishly going on and coming off. It was really a high-paced game, which I thought for a team from Batavia or LeRoy and a team from Plattsburgh, I think that was a great championship game for so early in the season to have 2 complete opposites come in and play each other.
Yeah, the umps were really helpful too. That's one thing I've noticed in the champion events is your umps are they're first class as well. Like they help out as much as they can. I've seen them even break down and coach a little bit, even in between innings, just trying to help a kid out who they maybe think is struggling or with footwork or something like that. So that's always been great. Everywhere we run into them, they're such great guys, stand-up guys. So that really helps too. That helps the process as well.
I'll make sure I let them know that they're really well represented when they're there, because we love the guys. I mean, that's why we bring that group in, and they're great. But
Absolutely.
but thank you for joining us. That's all I have today on Coach's Corner, and thank you for coming in, Coach Kev.
Casey, I really appreciate it. I hope to speak to you again sometime soon. Because thanks for everything. Again, shout out to you guys. It was top-notch, first-class organization. I really and truly appreciate it. The Turn Two program has so much respect for you guys, as you well know.
And
so
we have
again.
respect for you guys as well. So it goes both ways, because you guys are great, and we love having you.
Thanks a lot, Casey. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks, Coach.
Talk to you soon.